Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. Today is May 13th, and it is week 2 of Celebrate with Food, hosted by Crafty Chefdiamond. And Wendy at Diamonds and Stuff is hosting I Will Not Desert You, or something to that effect. She's doing desserts, and Crafty Chefdiamond is doing food specifically. So I will link both their channels down below, and the Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0 Facebook group that you can join if you have not already. And you can get all your details from those two people. They're hosting for May, and so I am doing this diamond painting. The thumbnail is too small, but it's on my thumbnail of the video, and I'm also going to put it here to show you what I'm working on, because it's small, and you can see I've already done the cat's ears, and I'm working on his eye and eyebrow area. So yeah, so if you wanted to join Diamond Painting with Friends, the Facebook group, I'll link it down below, and you can go and join. You have to answer some questions and they'll accept you, pending the questions. They're very easy questions, and go and join Diamond Painting with Laura at Crafty Chef Diamond and Wendy at Diamonds and Stuff, and they're doing their own thing. So yeah, go join them. I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about, while I do some diamond painting, it is a whip and chat today, and I'm going to talk to you about some movies I watched, or documentaries I watched on Netflix and YouTube, and a new channel that I've discovered on YouTube after watching these documentaries. Very interesting indeed. So I want to talk to you about them and do a little whip and chat, and maybe inspire you to go watch them if that's something you'd be interested in. It is really interesting, I'll tell you. I really liked these two documentaries. Very, very interesting. Sad, but interesting. So let's get started. I'm going to work on the letter M, which is number 21. It looks like it's the most prominent, and it won't give me too much trouble while I'm talking. So just put some in a tray. Thank you for joining my channel. If you've recently subscribed, I really appreciate it. So let's get started. What have I watched on Netflix recently? I know it's probably going around right now, these documentaries. They are true, they are real, they happened, and also the show that I'm about to tell you on YouTube is also true. Sad as it may seem. So let's get started. So let me find the M's and get started on diamond painting. I haven't picked up this diamond painting for over a week. I just haven't been in the mood to diamond paint. I've had a little burnout, and that's why you really haven't seen me on YouTube. I'm in the group Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0, and you can catch me in there. I've put up some pictures of food from my coloring app, Color Oasis. So if you haven't checked out my pictures, go on over to the group page if you belong, and join for sure, and you'll see my pictures. I think there's a spot where you can see my picture, because it's the same one as you see as my display picture for YouTube and Facebook. They're all the same. So you'll find me in the group, and you can see my pictures that I've colored on my app. And there's desserts, there's food. So I've done both. Yeah, but haven't really been in the mood to diamond paint, I'll be honest. Sometimes you get burnout. You don't feel like doing it much. I started exercising again. I left the treadmill again, but now I've started exercising again. And while this video uploads after I've edited it, I will go on the treadmill. I usually do the treadmill first, but I figured I'd better get a video out for you guys because you haven't seen me for a while. So, yeah, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm hoping at least 20 minutes. So the first documentary on Netflix that I want you to check out, and keep in mind, once again, it's all about scams. That is the subject of this video, Whip and Chat, is all about scams. So if you want to learn something, stay tuned. So the first one I want you to check out is ConMum, and I am going to show you a picture on the screen of what you're going to look for on Netflix, the picture that is advertised. It's a story about a prominent chef, and his name is Graham Hornigold, who one day gets an email from a woman claiming to be his mother. He grew up without a mother for the most part. And he has a partner, Heather, who is accepting and encouraging of Graham to hang out with his mother, but she slowly grows suspicious when Graham leaves her and their newborn to go be with his mom. And did I mention, when she came back into his life, his mom mentioned that she had cancer, terminal cancer. And yeah, who lies about having cancer? She even went so far as to get red food coloring to make it seem that she had blood in her urine. And at the end, it turned out to be false. It was a lie, and so was the cancer. This woman seemed to be making up. She wanted to make up for lost time with her son. She was buying him and his wife. She bought them luxury cars, and he had a friend that he was hanging out, and she bought him a luxury car too. Where did the money come from? Where did this money come from? She claimed that she was the product of an illegitimate affair of the Sultan of, I can't remember what country, and she was rich. She claimed to be very, very rich, but she could never get a hold of her money. She was never able to get a hold of her money. Her money was always tied down. She couldn't get a hold of it. So now that she's got her son in her life, she was buying him things all the time. Cars. I think she bought them a house. She wanted to buy the friend a house. The previous scam, that's where she gets her money. She has been scamming people out of their money for her whole life. Her whole life. And she scams one person. She borrows money to give it to the previous person she scammed. And apparently she's rich, but she can't get a hold of her money. Her money's always tied up. Like, who has access to banks after hours? Apparently she did. She had access to banks after hours, meeting with bank executives. Who does that? People who claim to have a lot of money. But where do they get this money? From scamming everyone else. She was really good at it. She's been doing it her whole life. And Graham had doubts towards the end, because towards the end he had just about lost his wife, his son, because he took off to be with his mom. He was He was torn between taking care of her and taking care of his own family. She just came into his life, and he was torn about it. But she was telling him that she had cancer, she's very ill, played the guilt trip on him. Guys, this is one show you gotta go watch. It's very sad, and your eyes will bulge out of your head when you find out the truth at the end of the video, at the end of the show. Surprising, sad, awful, disgusting. You choose your words when you're done watching. So that is ConMum. The next one is called Tinder Swindler, and it is a true crime classic. It's a story of an online dating scammer. His name is Simon Lviv, and three of the many women he scammed out of huge amounts of money. Now keep in mind, Simon is a diamond mogul. His family owns, supposedly, a diamond company, and he scams. He appeared wealthy, and he enticed and romanced three women in this documentary out of millions of dollars. At the end of the documentary, he's found out the women, one of the women, she calls him out. He does go to jail, and he's out again, doing it again. I don't know to this day what's going on with him, but he got out of jail, and he didn't spend much time in there, and he's at it again. He's not learning his lesson. But, yeah, that was another one that you should watch on Netflix. Tinder Swindler. I'm not going to say much about these shows because you got to go watch. It's really, really interesting if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I was. And now I'm addicted to this YouTube channel that I just found, which brings me to this channel and to the next show I want to tell you about. This YouTube channel is called Catfished. And it's exactly what you think. People are being catfished, swindled out of a lot of money. And they've been conned into sending money to people they've never met. They get swindled, they get told all the things. And most of the people that they target, they look online, they see these people are probably widowed, divorced, single, don't have anyone in their lives, and they're targets. 99% of the scammers that are found to be in Lagos, Nigeria. 99.9% of the scammers that are found out in this community are from Nigeria. So it's a group of people who own a company called Catfished, and they help people try to recover their funds. They help them get a hold of the authorities with all the evidence they obtain from the people that are contacting them for help. They've given all their money, most of their money, retirements, savings. They're told so many lies so they can get money out of these innocent people, and they're not innocent. You know, I don't feel sorry for these people. You just watch and your mouth is just like dropped open. It's like, how in the world did you get so embroiled in this situation? And you know what the funny part is if you go to that YouTube channel, it's not just everyday people, celebrities. People are being conned into thinking they're dating celebrities. They think that these celebrities are reaching out to them and asking them for money. What celebrity is going to ask you for money? And on top of that, they're saying that they can't access their funds, their money. No way in the world would anyone ever not have access to their money. There's no way. There's no way. I just watched one today, actually. A woman, she was on Facebook and she thought she was talking to Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. She thought she was talking to him. She seriously was sending him lots of money. They were going to build a love nest. They were going to get a house, an $8 million home, and she was sending him money. The man is a celebrity. He's got his own money. Why are you sending him money? Like, these celebrity ones really get me. There are a few. I watched one with Barry Gibb. I watched one where two men were duped into thinking they were dating Jennifer Aniston from Friends. It's crazy. There are celebrities, people who use celebrity profiles to con people out of their money. And people are gullible enough to believe that they're talking to the actual celebrity. And what I want to tell you is, if you are in the dating scene, if you're on a dating app, married, widowed, whatever, and you find yourself, on a dating app, don't fall for this. Don't fall for this. When they start asking for money, you run, you don't walk, and you block and delete these people. I'll be honest, I've been approached by people who claim to be celebrities, but they're not. I had Michael Bublé, quote unquote, reach out to me. Yeah, right. Clock. Click delete. Michael Bublé. You think I'm going to believe that Michael Bublé wants to talk to me? I think not. It would be nice, but I don't think so. Why would these celebrities want to talk to us everyday people? To get money out of us? They have their own money. They don't need our money. But these people are so gullible that they'll believe anything. It's crazy. And you kind of, sort of feel bad for them. But in a way you don't, because you're like, how do you send a person who you think is a celebrity money? They have their own. They don't need your money. Oh, I'm part of a fan club. I need your money so that you can have access to me. No. No. And then they're so surprised when they find out from these professionals that help people catch the cons and the scammers. They're so surprised and they get angry. Well, yeah, you just sent someone $40,000 and you don't know them from a hole in the wall. I warn you guys, if you're in the dating scene and you, not even a celebrity, if you start talking to someone and they start asking you for money, block, delete. You don't need that shit. Because they can get a hold of your banking information. They can say that they need it so that they can establish credit, because their credit sucks. And meanwhile, they're celebrities. They're rich. Just like that guy in Tinder Swindlers. He was rich, but his money was frozen. And people believe that. How do you freeze your money if you're so rich? Don't think so. Yep, people will believe things they want to believe, especially about celebrities. Jennifer Aniston talked to me on the internet. She's my dream girl. She invited me to her 50th birthday. That was one of the men that I watched. He was invited to her 50th birthday, and then he was promised to be picked up in a limo, champagne. Never got picked up. But he was told he had to fork over some money to be with her. That's crazy. That is crazy. When they do that, you know it's a scam. Don't fall for it, people. Don't fall for these scams. Miss some M's over here. So how's everyone doing? That is the end of what I watched when it comes to scammers. So you gotta check out ConMum and Tinder Swindler on Netflix, and go to YouTube and check out Catfished, and have a lot of fun. And just shake your head the whole time you're watching, because it does make you shake your head. All right, I think I've done enough. I've talked about enough. We're at the 25 mark, I believe. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope it wasn't too boring for you. And I put a few diamonds down. I was talking more than I was diamond painting, but I did diamond paint a bit. And I'm going to edit this video, hit the treadmill, and I will talk to you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And go over to the Diamond Painting with Friends Facebook group. Ask to join if you haven't already. And go check out Crafty Chef Diamond and Wendy at Diamonds and Stuff for their events. Crafty Chef Diamond is doing Celebrate Food, hashtag Celebrate Food. And Wendy at Diamonds and Stuff, I believe hers is called oh, I can't remember. Something about deserting you. I'm sorry, Wendy. But go and check out their channels, and you'll find out all the information, and join. It's so much fun to do these diamond paintings. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for sticking through it. I know I didn't diamond paint a lot, but I gave you a lot of interesting things to think about and watch. And I hope you enjoy, and I hope you go check them out. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen the shows I mentioned, or if you're planning to. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great evening. Bye.